Spiff Biff tweets, I like that. Hey guys, do you think that the reason the box office wasn't great this weekend is because of Jessica Jones season 1 being released?
No. And make no mistake, the box office was pretty damn good. You had a film open up to over $100 million. So while I say that's a disappointing number for Hunger Games, remember, it already started that decline with the last one as well. So when a film opens up to over $100 million, I don't think you call that a bad opening, a bad weekend at the box office. And yeah, a bunch of people watched Jessica Jones. 30 million people didn't watch Jessica Jones. And if 30 million people did watch Jessica Jones, it's not like all 30 of those were about to go out to the movie theater anyway. So every week there's something big going on in television or some other, a brand new video game is being released or something. There's always something. So I don't really think that probably had much of an impact. Schnepp, what do you think?
No, there was also a thing called Designer Con here in LA. Totally packed. Probably helped affect the box office globally.
Globally.
No, I mean, I was at the Funny Bone in Omaha, and there were just tons of people who were like, we're seeing you.
Ellis's fault.
That $20 million went right here, baby.
I was going to go see Peanuts, but then I found out Mark Ellis was here in Omaha.
I'm not in the Midwest that often.
Nebraska.
All right, what's next?
Tomas says, is there any news on the Elvis biopic with Baz Luhrmann?
No, other than when I heard there were words. I don't even know it was officially greenlit and moving forward. It may have been. I'm just saying I can't remember off the top of my head if it has. But I certainly haven't heard any development news on that. Have you guys heard anything?
No, but it'd be interesting. They have multiple Elvises, like, you know, in different points in his life. Who's playing Dead on the Toilet Elvis? My vote goes to Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights.
I think the best thing if it was a Baz Luhrmann Elvis that there was no music. You know, no musical numbers. It'd be just shocking.
You know, totally unrelated, I know. But if you want to see a great Elvis, please, I know almost none of you have watched it. Watch Bubba Hotep.
Yes.
With
Bruce Campbell
playing
Elvis,
who is still alive. He faked his death. Elvis, who is still alive in an old age home, and nobody believes he's Elvis. And what does Elvis have to do in an old age home? He has to fight an actual mummy that is feeding on the residents of an old age home.
It's amazing.
It's
incredible.
Yeah, and you know what? Mummies are a real menace at retirement homes. So I'm glad Elvis stepped up and did something about it.
Please watch Bubba Hotep.
From the guy who made...
Is that the real synopsis?
Yeah, it's from the guy who made Phantasm. He was like, look, I need to make this movie. It's called Bubba Hotep. And it's about...
you guys were making
it's
it up.
amazing.
No, it's totally true. And they tried to do a sequel called Bubba Nosferatu.
Yeah, with... Rhino, the guy who played Rhino, Paul Giamatti,
was going to play the Colonel.
Yeah. Yes, I hate that I had to mention Rhino.
And this time it was going to be old age Elvis fighting Dracula.
Yeah,
come on, it never got made.
I know,
which is it's just so unfortunate. Anyway, so we went off on a tangent there. What's next?
Sean tweets, "What are your guys' ideas on how to reduce leaked convention footage?"
Oh, just better security. I mean, there's one thing they do at a lot of movie premieres now, which I don't like, but it's effective. You got to check your phones when you go in. So what they do is they have a lot of these global premieres. What they do is they have a big table lined up as you're going to the theater, and what you do is you hand them your phone, or if you're with somebody, you hand them both of your phones. They put it into a Ziploc bag with half of a ticket that has a number, and they give the other half of the ticket to you. So then when you come out, you give them your ticket, and you also put a piece of your ID in it so that there's photo ID with it so nobody can make off with your phones. And while it's inconvenient and it's a bit of a pain in the ass, it's effective. And if they really want to be serious. Now, at D23, they didn't do that. They didn't check phones at D23, I don't think.
Nope.
And they did a great job of locking it down. So other than checking phones, better security inside, more people monitoring the audience to make sure nobody's pulling up camera. Right. Don't let anybody walk in with a standalone camera. Absolutely probably make those checked. But just more personnel is the only thing I can think of. But we should really talk to somebody from Disney. We know some Disney people. We should probably just ask them, hey, what did you do to increase that security? Anyway, Mark, you're in charge of Comic-Con this year, security. Yep. What do you do to try to minimize the amount of leaks?
You know what, honestly, I do is I inform all of my security staff, and we all have a meeting, which apparently they don't do at Comic-Con, because every time I asked somebody at Comic-Con who was security, they had a different answer for me as to what I was allowed to do, what I was allowed to film, whereas at D23, it was a very uniform process. I used to agree with you that you have to check your cell phone. That's the only way to stop leaked footage, but I had my cell phone at D23. People had standalone cameras at D23. No footage got leaked. So all you have to do is step up your security protocol, let everybody know what's going on, get them on the same page. If you have a guy that looks like Carl Weathers in a suit staring at you, you're not going to take out your phone. It's that easy.
Yeah, I agree. The security of having people in the theater, like both behind and in front, just scanning the audience the entire time of whatever they're screening. If they're showing a 3-minute trailer, believe me, you'll see. It's like how they used to do in the Army. They stand at attention. If one dude just moves a little bit, you'll see it. So somebody lifting up a phone or that light comes on, bam, you're booted.
Or they have that like weird infrared thing that they got on U.S. Cavalry. They can like just spy on like see who has a phone lit up or something. It's pretty impressive what they can do. Just hire more people.
All right, what's next?
Real quick, I've seen a bunch of tweets come in. People are saying that they've already bought their tickets for Star Wars marathons, including Ryan. He says his brother's movie theater is showing all Star Wars movies in a row leading up to Episode 7. They've already sold out 5 theaters. Episode 8 sold out 5 theaters.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for letting us go, guys. That's awesome. Good.
Yep. Alexander tweets, what's the latest on Lego Batman or Lego movie sequels?
Nothing's latest. It's coming. There's a Lego standalone Lego Batman coming. There's really nothing latest to report. They're making it.
They're animating it right now.
Right, and Batman's the next one in the series. So what would you want to see after Batman? Could you do a Star Wars Lego movie? Is that possible?
Well, you know what? No. I'm going to say it's not
possible?
possible. And here's why it's not possible. Because it's something that they've done, which I don't really think they can hold to. They said everything now, Lucasfilm was pretty adamant about this, everything now that comes out with a Star Wars label on it is canon. So with Lego, which is always kind of an elsewhere playing around kind of thing, if Lucas wanted to stick to those guns, say everything that happens is canon, it would have to be a new original story that fits into canon. I don't think that's what Lego does. I just don't think that's the way to do it.
I mean, I want to see the Star Wars guys hanging out with like the Flash and the Hulk if it was going to happen in a Lego universe.
You're going to see a Lego The Force Awakens video game, which would have cutscenes just like a movie.
They already have the trailers, like the Lego version of the Star Wars Force Awakens trailers. Which whoever's making those, keep up the great work. They're
stuff.
Awesome.
Very good stuff. All right, what's next?
Edgar says, on Thanksgiving, I'm doing a Quentin Tarantino movie marathon.
Nice.
What do you guys do on Thanksgiving?
Well, I don't really celebrate American Thanksgiving because I'm Canadian, but normally what I do is I usually go to my wife's family's place and we hang out, barbecue and eat. Me, Ray, Ryan, and her family, we do that. So that's probably, we're probably going to go see Creed. A bunch of us are probably going to head over to the theater and see Creed too. But what are your guys' Thanksgiving traditions?
My only real Thanksgiving tradition is stay the hell out of the kitchen. Every time I walk through there, I have like 9 people yelling at me to get the hell out or help. So I just stay in the living room and I watch football all day long.
Wow. Well, I've made Thanksgiving dinners for people. I've gone to people's places for Thanksgiving dinner. So usually it's just like hanging out with friends, eating a hell of a lot of food. Once in a while we'll go see a movie. Usually we don't do it on Thanksgiving. Then we'll go do it on Friday because Friday everybody has off. So you're like lazing about, or you just watch a ton of TV or something. You just hang out at your house.
Oh, well, that reminds, I also watch football. I watch football on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was because the Lions are on every year for some unknown reason. But when they had Barry Sanders, my God, it made that 3 hours so entertaining.
Yeah, well,
now,
fun to watch.
Not so much.
Oh, you know what I don't do is this whole like weird shopping thing where people try to kill each other for clothes and stuff, like Black Friday.
Yeah.
Like people just get nuts and crazy. So what I do is I end up watching videos of people trying to kill themselves on Black Friday. It's very entertaining.
You know what's crazy?
I highly recommend
Let me
it.
bring this. Some of you may know about this, may not. Black Friday is not something that exists in Canada. I mean, I think it's in Canada now a little bit just because it's so popular in the States. We always had Boxing Day. Boxing Day.
The day after Christmas.
It's the day after Christmas. That in Canada is always the big shopping, big sales day because it's after Christmas and nobody wants to buy anything. So everything goes on massive sale on Boxing Day. And I remember me and my dad, I would go with my dad. We'd get up at like 5 in the morning, go somewhere, get in line, get all the big Boxing Day sale. That made sense because, you know, stores had to drop their prices because Christmas now is over. Everybody spent their money.
Do they give people boxing gloves to fight over the goodies?
You know what boxing comes from? You're putting all your boxes away.
Yeah.
That's where it
took
came
a while.
from.
your
Boxing
boxing
Day.
stuff.
Yeah.
I figured Canada was way too nice to have like a, hey, let's just go to the stores and beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah,
Just fight day.
not as much.
Yeah.
All
After
right, let's
day.
take 2 more questions.
Flex tweets, if you could have any prop from a movie, CGI or real, which would you take? Mine would be Thor's hammer.
Yeah, we had the same question came in a week or 2 ago. It's probably because I got to stand right in front of it at Lucasfilm. I was at Skywalker Ranch. That totem from the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark that Indy takes, that was awesome. But probably Indy's whip. Indy's whip would be a prop I would love to have.
I'm going to take something else from Indiana Jones. I'm going to take the Ark of the Covenant because then whenever like my girlfriend asks, hey, where's the Ark of the Covenant going? I'm like, we have top men working on it.
Top men.
All right.
Captain America's shield, Thor's hammer, the Eye of Agamotto, any of the Marvel universe props. I'll just, if you guys don't want them, if you're sick of looking at them, Marvel executives, you know where I am.
All right, last question of the day.
Chris tweets, so why did we have to wait so long until the Incredibles sequel?
That's a great question. I mean, look, you're looking at a director who, when he did The Incredibles, a lot of opportunities kind of came open. And with Brad Bird, you know, he got his opportunity with live action, killed it with his Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Not so much with Tomorrowland, although he put a lot of very cool things out, a lot of potential in Tomorrowland. Just wasn't executed great. Pixar has kept themselves very busy with a lot of stuff. And I really do think an Incredibles 2 should have come out a long time ago. That being said, I've enjoyed what Brad Bird has been doing with his career. He's mixed up between animation, live action, coming back to The Incredibles now. I'm just glad it's happening.
Right.
So while I agree, should have come out 4 years ago, totally happy that it's coming now. What about you guys?
I mean, the other thing you have to factor in is that Pixar had that other 10 years where they said, we're not doing sequels to anything. So that holds up the making of any sequel. Then they're like, all right, fine, we'll do. You know, they were doing Toy Stories, and they're like, all right, fine, we'll do Finding Dory. All right, fine, we'll do Incredibles 2. While I think Incredibles 2 should have been the next sequel they greenlit, I'm just happy it's going down, period.
Now, if you want to talk about sequels, I'm irked that they're on Planes 8 and Cars 5 or whatever. They did all these like automobile. Yeah, so those are the ones that they were like, let's just make those.
Right.
And I'm like, where's Incredibles 2? But I think I'd give it to Pixar for waiting for Brad Bird to be available, because they could have been like, look, dude, I know you're busy making all these other movies. Everybody wants to make an Incredibles 2. We're going to just make it. We're going to write it. We own it. We're going to make it without you. They could have done that, but they didn't. They were like, let's make sure that you're there throughout the entire process. You're writing it with us. You're there through the entire process, directing it. And the great thing about animated characters is they don't age. So for us, we have to wait however many years. But for new kids who've never seen The Incredibles, like 10 years from now, they're going to have 2 Incredibles that they could just watch back to back and never know the pain of how long we've had to wait. But hey, that's the magic of animation.
I like
Although
that you
they've
call
done
them.
a pretty good job giving us some good films in the
No, I
meantime.
know.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm not complaining.
I just love that Schnepp refers to them as new kids. Yeah. Like, oh, we got a new shipment of kids coming in. Like,
Unbox them. It's Boxing Day. It's after Christmas.
I got to return these. These kids are defective.
These kids aren't working out. They haven't seen Incredibles yet. Get them on board.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.